what I've learned in YouTube in the past 6 months. So I started this channel back in October of last year, 2023. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to go over some things that I've learned in making videos for this channel and just about photography and videography in general since starting, which I think it's been a great experience. This year, I've officially retired from my day job, which was user experience design. And I've been transitioning slowly into just doing more of what I want to do and less of what I have to do. So this month in April was officially my last month of doing client work, taking new clients, anything like that. So I've pretty much just wrapped that up. What I've learned so far just doing this channel was being consistent matters, but making quality videos matters more. And I think that goes hand in hand with helping others and being kind. So just have an approach that I'm sharing my experience and that may be of help to somebody else who is watching the video. Just like it helps me so many times when I've watched videos from Pal to Tech, Andre Dima, Reggie Ballesteros, D. Rosa. There's a lot of YouTubers, Omar Gonzalez, that I follow and have been following for years that I've learned an awful lot from. So I just wanted to create a channel to share my experiences and the things that I'm learning along the way. The other part of this is that I have started another channel, and that's going to be my garden home channel. Now, you may not know, but my degree is in horticulture, and I love growing plants, food, propagating, you name it. I really enjoy doing that. And I like a lot of DIY projects as well around that area. One other thing that I learned how to do in the past few years during the pandemic was how to bake sourdough bread. So I had family members who wanted to know how I was making the bread. And I learned from a good friend of mine, Monique, who lives in the Netherlands. She taught me, she made me some videos and said, here, watch these and you can kind of get started. That was I guess the spark that started me making some videos for the other channel was how to bake this bread. And so I shared those unlisted videos with family and friends, and they really enjoyed them. And so I thought, okay, well, then I'll go ahead and start the Garden Home channel with this bread series. So I went back and re-edited the videos, cleaned them up a little bit, and used some of the things that I've learned over the past 6 months with this YouTube channel. And I launched that one. And that has done pretty well. I was actually very, very surprised with how well that channel has already done just in the month that it's been up. I love both of these areas, and I'm trying to find a way that I can kind of cross-pollinate and work them together, because there'll be an audience that's interested in the gardening DIY project side, and then there's an audience that's interested in the photography side and maybe what gear I'm using and how I'm going about filming it and doing it. Don't necessarily want this channel to be a review channel, but I've had companies already reaching out to me to want to make arrangements to review products that I'm not interested in reviewing. And so I thought about it and I was like, I think I'm just going to talk about things that I purchase, things that I use, and not go down that whole influencer. It's not of interest to me right now. It's not. My channel's very small, and I'm just not interested in getting free gear in exchange for doing reviews and having conditions put on them. So no, I said no to all of that. So yeah, that goes with the next part, is being authentic matters, right? So, and being honest, right? Thinking more about the long term versus the short term. And that's kind of really where my head is with that. One of the things that I've noticed is in doing the videos that I've done for this channel, I've gone back and looked at work I've done, photographs I've taken over the course of like the past 14 years. And many I had forgotten about. And some of them I really liked. And I thought, okay, I didn't realize that, I had them, or at least they were just stored somewhere digitally and you kind of forget about it. And that goes to the second point here that I just wanted to bring up about this is, never did a good job of cataloging my photography. So I did not adopt Lightroom. I used Aperture years ago when Apple had Aperture. And when they discontinued that, I did not want to go with a subscription model for Lightroom. I used Photoshop. I switched to Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer, and I've been very happy with those and use those. The one thing that I did learn, and I think it was maybe Pal to Tech, had a video about Capture One, and of course they had a free version at the time, which they've discontinued, but it apparently worked better with the Fujifilm files. So I went that route and went with Capture One. Now, one of the benefits of that is that cataloging and being able to filter and search for photos that you've taken with a specific camera, with a specific lens, and in a specific date range. So I've been gathering all of my digital assets, all the photos that I've got, and bringing them into Capture One and organizing them in a way that I can find things that I didn't even remember I had. So that's been a good thing. I'm still going to be reviewing gear that I do buy. So right now I have the XS20 and the X-T5. I love the X-T5. I do. This is the camera that I want to take out when I want to go out and shoot. The XS20 is my camera that I want to film these videos with. It just sits here on the tripod and I use it for that. I've taken it on a couple of photo walks and it's been great because it's light and nice and easy to carry, and I've gotten better at adjusting to the two different interfaces. This has got the retro dials and that does not. But I think I'm just more comfortable with the XT cameras than I am with the others. That may change in the future, who knows, right? The other thing is the studio update. I've been filming in my office, which is where my computer is and my desk and all of the stuff that I used in my daily business. And I wanted a place to film that did not have all of that back and forth disruption of getting lights in there, getting cameras set up, tripods, walking around all of these things while I was trying to do my day job as well. So I went ahead and moved everything into this spare bedroom, and I painted it and tried to set up a nice backdrop here. I don't know how successful I was in doing that, but I will tweak it as I go along. But yeah, so now I have a dedicated place. So I bought a desk that you can raise and lower, and I've got a C-stand here with an overhead arm so that if I want to mount my X-T5 up here and I want to do overhead shots, or even just use my iPhone and do overhead shots, this table here is perfect and it can all just stay right here. I don't have to dismantle anything. So I think this will be a good setup going forward. I am considering getting the XH2S, but I'm going to wait. I'm not ready to do that yet. I want to have some more time with the XS20 to see if it will meet it definitely meets my current needs. I'm not sure if it's going to meet all the needs in the future. I'll be filming a little bit more outside, so there's the weather resistance. The camera's not weather sealed. It only has one card slot, so there's pluses and minuses. The other issue is maybe I'm going to have some overheating issues outside, especially in my climate, which I'm in North Carolina, so summertime's coming, it's going to be warm. That may cause some issues with overheating with this. Now, I do not want to spend money investing in a fan for the XS20. I'd rather spend that money in maybe upgrading to the XH2S. The latest software update that just came out that Paltatech did a great video on, and Andre Dima also did a video on the autofocus with the X-T5. And he mentioned that there were some improvements for photography, but maybe not as much improvements, actually, or it could even be a little bit worse on the video for certain scenarios, for tracking and tracking subjects. We'll just have to see how that all shakes out. So I've decided to just wait and not buy anything right at this moment Of course, if I see an open box XH2S, maybe at B&H, I might jump on that and get that, or I may decide to just rent one to try it out. So I'm still considering that. I need to think about it. The other thing is, would this be the time maybe for the video side to switch to a Sony camera? And, everybody seems to be using Sony. The autofocus is great. The colors are not as great from what I have seen when people are talking about it. I have not actually had a Sony camera to do a side-by-side comparison on. So that may be the camera that I rent is a Sony camera, and then compare that with the quality that I'm getting here on the XS20, if that's something that I can do. I just wanted to show you the studio that I set up. I'll do a tour of it once I get this room cleared out, organized a little bit better. Right now, just this area you're seeing is organized and the rest is not. So I'll do a video of that shortly. I am so thankful for everybody who has subscribed to this channel. It's been really a wonderful experience. There's been so many nice comments and people whose channels are way more popular than mine, giving support and encouragement to me, which has been really just wonderful. Especially the Fujifilm community, I have to say. It's been really, really nice. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.